the Civil War of 2018. It was a period that began in disagreement and ended in bloodshed, and left a once thriving Pennsylvania town a desolate wasteland.
This used to be a nice, quiet town. Then people started killing each other. Now it's hella quieter.
What led to this destruction so far into an advanced society?
We have no real clue. There hasn't been this much bloodshed in this country since that other Civil War. The one about... I forget.
I used to have friends. But it's hard to be friends with someone with a shiv through their neck. I gave up after the third conversation.
Nobody really knows when it all started.
Well, it all started when this thing went viral. Some satanic audio clip was sent out to the community. Some people heard Yanni, but some people heard Laurel. Just how do you trust your community after that?
Paranoia set in this once unified community, leaving half of the city a cluster of faces deformed beyond facial recognition.
It didn't start with Yanni. We started hating each other a few years before that, when we all got this picture of a white and gold dress. Except some people, they saw blue and black.
Everyone was constantly questioning one another. On the bus, for example, someone would wear black and blue, and everyone would turn and look at them. Then they'd turn and look at each other, and try to figure out what everyone was turning and looking at. Eventually, anyone who saw black and blue and heard Laurel was referred to as the other. Anyone who saw white and gold and heard Yanni was referred to as the other.
There was this girl in our class whose name was Laurel. I always knew that there was something off about her. She never would respond when we would call her name. And then I realized she was hearing Yanni.
No, I'd always hear my name. I just didn't respond to her because she's a total bitch.
This Pennsylvania town became increasingly more divided. Neighbor turned against neighbor. Color wheels became more limited. Eventually, the mayor had to issue a public statement against the madness.
We cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground.
One high school student defied the expectations of the majority with his mellow outlook on the situation.
Man, I don't understand why everything needs to be so binary. Like, I didn't hear either of those. I heard you want to smoke some herb, man, but like, I always hear that, so.
And why do you think that is?
Oh yeah, you got some? I'd love to.
The conflict got to the point where all of the Yanni people were on one side of town and all of the Laurel people were on the other side of town.
Some people that heard Yanni saw black and blue, and some people that heard Laurel saw white and gold. Some people just saw gray. We killed them right away, no room for those complexities.
Since the water supply and the American apparel were on one side of town, the Yannis had to come to a decision. Rest on their Yannis and starve to death? Or fight in a battle to death?
The battle began on April 2nd. It lasted about 45 minutes. Accounts are documented in the diary of Yanni soldier Chris Fleetwood.
This year has brought about many changes that at the beginning would have been thought impossible. May God bless the cause. Christian Fleetwood.
The identification of soldiers were determined by their uniforms. The Yannis wore the colors they saw, and the Laurels wore the colors they saw. And the battle began. And a new color fell upon the uniforms. Red or teal.
War makes some mighty changes to a man. I never used to have a southern accent.
My sister used to sleep on the top bunk above me. And now she's dead. She's still on the top bunk, but it's just not the same.
To deal with the aftermath of the Yanni-Laurel conflict, the mayor of the small Pennsylvania town banned black, white, gold, and blue from the clothing stores, had Stan Laurel edited out of Laurel and Hardy films, and Greek composer Yanni was taken off the airwaves.
I was forced to either move or change my name, so I moved. And now I'm stuck in this big black void. But at least my name's still Laurel.
It's never gonna be the same, man. Like, I'll be like walking down the street and someone will be like looking at me and like, I'll be like, what do they even see, man? I never look good in white.
It just makes you question your whole existence. I even had a friend named Yanni. But then again, maybe I didn't.
Next time on History Exposed, how a certain Rick rolled his way into brainwashing an entire East Coast community into becoming a worshiping cult.